Recording.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Kevin. I am perched atop a 2023 XSR900. This is the newest addition to the stable. I am absolutely in love. I am enthralled to be on this thing. I am elated to open up the throttle and just learn more about this bike and feel it out. I love this machine. I'm going to try to make this quick, but I do kind of want to give my unique perspective on the XSR900, more focused on the ergonomics and feel of the bike. Now, I know that the feel is something that's kind of subjective and maybe hard to convey, but I'm going to do my best. So I have had the first generation XSR900. It was the 2016 anniversary edition, absolutely beautiful. But there were some things about it I didn't like. I did not like the rider triangle. It was too upright. So I am a 6'5" guy. I weigh about 245 pounds. I'm a big dude. The XSR900, not a big bike, not a small bike, but because of my size and the size of that bike, we didn't work very well together. I loved that bike. I wanted it to be my forever bike, but there were just some things that were not right for me. So first of all, the first generation has these shallow and short tank cutouts for your knees. I didn't find that my knees fit in them at all. So my knees just kind of floated outside, which wasn't ideal. But you know, that's not a big deal. That's, you know, neither here nor there. Something you could live with, right? Well, the riding position on that is also straight up. Like, you are really, like 100%, you are pointing straight up to the heavens. And I know some people really like that. I don't hate it, but I think if it's a bike that I have and I want it to kind of be a little bit more of an aggressive rider triangle, and I feel like that was just a shortcoming of that particular model for me. Another thing I didn't love about that one was the suspension. Suspension just felt like wet noodles and pogo sticks. It just wasn't confidence inspiring, especially, I got that bike as a second bike, and it wasn't real confidence inspiring in a corner. Like, I always felt like something was just going to wash out from underneath me, so I was really afraid to attack corners on that thing. Let's see, what else? Oh, brake feel. Brake feel was not good. It worked, and it was definitely better than my CB 500F, which was my starter bike. But, I mean, I feel like it definitely should be. It's a much, you know, it's a more premium. I wouldn't say it's a premium motorcycle. The first gen, at least. Let me see. What else about the first gen? Honestly, I think that's probably it. The electronics were easy to use. It was, I never had a mechanical problem with it. Although it did, like, shut off on me a couple times just for no reason. I'd be in the middle of riding it, and it would just say, you know, I'm done. And it would shut off. And it would always restart, but it baffled me. I never understood that. And I had that bike basically from new. I bought it from a guy with 400 miles on it. I put 8,000 on it, and they were trouble-free 8,000 miles, honestly. So anyways, let's move on to this guy. Everything that I have just mentioned has been changed, and I feel like Yamaha really, really hit it out of the park on this one. I think that, I don't know, I don't see any shortcomings on this machine, except for, I mean, obviously, I'm in the honeymoon period, you know. I just got this from the dealership today. But yeah. Anyways, the only shortcoming that I can process right now in my honeymoon phase immediately is definitely the seat. And that is not new information. I'm sure if you are watching this video or you're looking at this bike, the seat comes up quite a lot, and that's for good reason, because it sucks. It does feel like a piece of plywood with some styrofoam like sheet that came from China. I'm gonna pull out, even though I probably shouldn't. And it's just, yeah, it's not nice. But you know, One thing I will not hate on is the seat shape. I actually don't mind the seat shape. I like the fact that they're kind of reminiscing on this, kind of 80s styling. I dig that. I think that's great. But on to the other stuff. So the reach to the bars is a little bit longer. I believe that the handlebar sits lower as well. So you have this, it kind of splits the difference between a super sport and a just standard straight up motorcycle. But I feel like it leans more towards the straight up, but it has just enough forward lean to kind of I feel like I could really get an aggressive full tuck and give it the beans. Oh man, it is so rewarding. Oh gosh. Okay, so yeah, reach to the bars. That's good. Oh, also, bar end mirrors from factory. Awesome. Love that. Electronics on this are great. Quick shifter, super rewarding to use. It is it reminds me of the paddle shifters in a performance car. It's just instantaneous. It just smacks into the next gear. Oh my gosh. Love that. Love the color. Brake feel. So I'm still braking in these brakes. I know that's kind of funny to say, but they feel so much better. The progression in the feedback that you get from the front is excellent. It feels a lot more like my 22 Triumph Scrambler, which has basically Brembo everything. So this has got the Brembo master front and rear. So I guess kind of expect that they would feel somewhat similar, but man, super progressive, really nice. Throttle has definitely been much improved. It's not like an on-off switch like some previous generations were. And man, this thing holds a line. I haven't leaned it over real hard because I'm still braking these tires. I'm still getting to know this motorcycle. But I took a turn on my way back from the dealership, probably a little bit more spirited than I would typically, and it just held this line so good. I was dumbfounded. I've never felt a bike cooperate underneath me in the way that it did. And I know it's just gonna get better. Let's see, what else did I touch on? So covered that. Yeah, seat sucks. As far as I can tell, lighting is good. I haven't needed it a whole lot because I've been in daylight, but I might get some nighttime by the time I get home. Tires feel great. This comes from factory with the Bridgestone S22 Hypersports. So far, great tire. I'm breaking them in. I haven't felt any slippage or anything, and haven't lacked any confidence, I suppose. I haven't used the cruise control on this yet, although it looks to be pretty similar to the MT10 that I just came out of. So yeah, I love the fact that you can just kind of set it, you can tweak it up and down. That is great. I tried the horn on this thing. The horn works really well. It's pretty loud. The last thing I'm going to talk about, I guess, since we're making this kind of quick, is the exhaust. So the factory exhaust on the previous generation, very plain, arguably better looking, but sounded just so corked up. You didn't really feel like you were on a 100+ horsepower, sport naked. It just kind of felt, I don't know, it felt neutered just because of the sound. I think Yamaha definitely nailed the sound on this, because without having to go aftermarket, and they somehow are able to do all this within all the regulations that they have to meet. It's not feasible for a company to make a whole bunch of different exhausts for different countries. So they're gonna make one unit that will make everybody happy and keep it legal, and they did a good job with this one. It is ugly, yeah. It's just this big lump that kind of sits underneath the bike, but the dual exits for the exhaust are pointed down. So, and they're equal distant, I guess, apart from each other. So you don't get this wallop of sound on just one side of the bike. You kind of just get this really even tone. And because it's pointed down, you get the reverberation when you really get on the throttle, and it just makes the whole riding experience a lot better. I mean, you feel more connected because you get this visceral sound that is responding to the twist of your right wrist, and I think that's amazing. Oh my gosh, that is a, yeah, that was a squirrel. Anyways, back to this guy. Yeah, I just think that Yamaha really nailed the sound department. Arguably, it is definitely ugly. I don't think factory exhausts are very often good looking, with maybe the exception of like the CB650R. I think that's a great looking exhaust from factory, but don't know anything about the way it sounds. So yeah, that's just like kind of my quick thoughts on this guy. I am looking forward to getting to kind of play with this thing more, and you know what? Let's give it some beans. Okay, that's enough. Oh man. Okay, so that is a lot of fun. But yeah, if you have any questions pertaining to this bike or the fit of this bike being a bigger person, I mean, feel free to leave a comment. I'm pretty responsive because, you know, I like watching YouTube videos in my spare time, so I like to post a couple here and there. But yeah, any questions, let me know, and I will try to address them. All right, you guys, have a great day, and thanks for stopping by.